Alright, this video is about cleaning your dishwasher. You're supposed to clean it once a month, and the system I use is using distilled white vinegar, which you can get in gallons at your grocery store, and baking soda. So this is a 16-ounce box of baking soda. This is all you need to clean your dishwasher. You don't need to buy fancy pod chemicals from the manufacturer. This works fine as long as you do it once a month, and your dishwasher will be happy, and so will you. I like to use gloves so I don't get food gunk on my hands. I'm going to be using a paper towel to wipe around the seal, and you also need a old toothbrush to clean the food trap. So let me get my gloves on and we'll get started cleaning the dishwasher. First job is to clean the food trap. So this is a Bosch. Really like this. It's a quiet one. It's only a 42 dBA. I'll put a link to this in the show notes. But every dishwasher has a food trap. So we're going to take this tray out to start with. I'll just get it out of the way actually. So here's the food trap. And this one, everyone works slightly differently, but this one you rotate this handle here and then it comes out. You can see there's a bay leaf that got stuck on there. There's also food gets caught down in there. So put that in the sink and come back to it in a second. The other thing you'll see is there's some residual stuff here. So I like to get my toothbrush wet. This little scrub. So when we do the dishwasher with the vinegar, it'll take this out. So things you look around the ceiling area, like in here, give it a quick scrub. This is a rubber seal here, so this toothbrush has soft bristles, so it's not going to hurt the seal. Go around the outside, like that, and then you want to look on this side of the door here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll finish that up in a minute. But the other thing I usually do is take my paper towel and wipe this off. So you get all this, there's residual food here. You want to get all this off. Keep it clean. So I'll finish that up, and then we'll work on cleaning the food trap. You can see, hopefully you can see, there's a lot of dirt on this toothbrush, which I got from the seal and the door. So, all right. So let's wipe this off. This particular food trap is two parts. We first we got this leaf off. We'll put that in the compost bucket. Alright, so there's some food particles on the surface here. We can rub those off. But the main job is this screen filter on the bottom. Now again, your food trap's going to look different if you don't have this particular dishwasher, but it's basically the same thing. There's a lot of food trapped in here. I'm going to get that out. Run some water on it and use your toothbrush. Get all that out. Also some grease on here. The vinegar, I think, should cut the grease. But the soap, the dishwasher soap cuts grease. That's its whole job. So I'll finish that up in here, but you basically get the idea. So you scrape it from the bottom and then try to get it all rinsed off, so then you can rinse it from the top. And get all that off. Now this screen has a bunch of food residue on it. It's pretty loose. So again, we'll use our toothbrush. Toothbrush likes to catch in the little screen. This is a very fine screen here, but just do the best you can. Get this off. You can also scrub on the inside. First you want to get all the food particles off your food trap, so that it's good to go for another month. This is only a month of buildup, so you can see you don't need to do this once a month. You want to keep your dishwasher healthy and not get the red slime like I showed in my other dishwasher video. That was a Kenmore. This is Bosch. It works a lot better, so I haven't had that problem. Plus I'm routinely cleaning it like this. When I first bought the other one, I didn't clean it until I started having a problem. So the first month, after you've had it a month, clean it and keep going every month. I'll finish this up and then we'll put it back in and we'll get the vinegar going. Now, unfortunately, this is a stainless. I mean, fortunately, it's a stainless steel dishwasher. That's the good thing. The bad thing is you can't use bleach in the dishwasher. It attacks the stainless steel. So if you have any kind of buildup on your tray or your spray arms, this spray arm just lifts out, which is nice. You can take those and put those in the bathtub or the sink. This one won't go in the sink, and you can run bleach through it. That'll kill any bacteria. This dishwasher works really well because it has a drying cycle that gets the air up to 176 degrees because it uses a zeolite mineral that generates hot air. So I haven't really had any problems. And of course, I'm cleaning it once a month, right? So I'm not going to bother to do that this time. If I wanted to be super thorough, I would do it every month, but working with bleach is kind of tricky, so I'd rather not use it. So. The other thing you can do is remove your upper spray arm. Figure out how to do that. Yeah, that's turns out. And do the same thing. So I can check in here. You should really check in here. If you see any food buildup or any of these nozzles are clogged, these nozzles are pretty big. The nozzles on the Kenmore were much smaller, and I think that's part of the problem. Again, you can put this in the bathtub and run bleach through it. All right, so we'll just put this back in. Using the simple turn. All right, and then there's no spray arms on the top. Okay, so now we're going to put the vinegar in. I'll show you how to do that, and we'll get the first cleaning cycle started. All right, so this is where the 2-cup Pyrex measuring cup comes in handy. You need something like this. I put it on the bottom level. I think some tell you to put it on the top level, but I would put it on the bottom level. What you don't want to do is you don't want to just pour 2 cups of vinegar in here. I'm not sure why exactly. I think it's just works better if you let it slowly filter into the water that's being circulated. So the idea is you put this in here so it's basically upright, and then you take your vinegar and you pour 2 cups in this measuring cup. And the idea is, as the water circulates, the water that's spraying around all over the place is going to go into this measuring cup and slosh out the vinegar that's in here, and it'll slowly feed into the system and over the whole wash cycle instead of all at once. Let's see, before we start the wash cycle, we better put the food cap back in. So you can see it's all clean now. Basically clean. It's got a little more work to do. Let me finish this up and then we'll start the wash cycle. All right, did a better job cleaning it this time. It's rushing a little bit too much. So this goes back in. So again, your dishwasher is likely to be a little bit different. So that's how your dishwasher works. Okay, so that's back in. Now this is here. We're also going to put our toothbrush in here to get it clean. And we're going to get rid of our paper towel. And then we're going to start the cycle. I'll show you what cycles to set. So we slide it in carefully so it doesn't spill. I mean, with a few drops spilling, doesn't matter. But just try to keep as much in the measuring cup as possible, but as much of the vinegar. So. All right, so we'll start the cycle, and I'll show you what to use for your settings. All right, so this is a Bosch. So your dishwasher may work differently, but it's basically the same thing. So when you turn it on, now this is the default cycle. So I'm going to put on, you want to do the maximum amount of cleaning that this thing can do, and also use the sanitizing cycle. All right, so you put it on heavy, that means it's going to run a little bit longer. And the other thing you can do with this one is you can do extra scrub. That means it increases the water pressure. So that'll make the water circulate harder. You also want to use sanitize. That'll use it'll heat the water up to a high temperature, I think 160 degrees, which will help kill any bacteria that's in there. All right, so that's the maximum we can do with this. Normally we could use crystal dry, but since we're going to be running a cycle right after this with the baking soda, we don't need to dry the dishwasher in between, so that'll save some time. All right, just press start, close it, and now it's on its way. And this dishwasher has a little red light down here when it's running. All right, so we'll come back in about 3 hours and we'll start the second cycle. So the idea is you do one cycle with vinegar. You do the same cycle, but this time we're going to dry it with baking soda. So the vinegar helps kill bacteria and also dissolve any mineral buildup from your water. And the baking soda counteracts the acid in the vinegar and helps get rid of any odors that are in there. All right, the first cycle is done. Took about 3 hours. It's 3:15. Whoa. Lots of steam because we didn't dry it, so lots of steam coming out. Okay, so now the next step is to pull this drawer out part way. There's our water vinegar mixture. It should be mostly water at this point. So before you pull this all the way out, you want to pour this down to the bottom of the dishwasher. Just leave this in here and go through another cycle. We'll also let our toothbrush go through another cycle. Pull this out. Now, I'm going to take our baking soda, open this up. Any baking soda will do. You don't have to buy Arm & Hammer. It's probably all made by Arm & Hammer, probably, or maybe anyway. Open this up and then just scatter it around in the bottom here, so that don't make a big lump, because then the spray arm can't turn. So, all right, so that'll cycle through the system. And remember, the baking soda helps counteract the acid that was in the vinegar, and also absorbs odor, and it's good for cleaning. So. All right, so there's another cycle of this. So let's close this up. Everything looks good so far. Now for this cycle, we're going to do the same things, except we're going to turn drying on. So we're going to put it on heavy. Just pick the one that says, dirty dishes or something the dirtiest, right? Extra scrub, sanitize, and crystal dry. So that adds 30 minutes. Because I have extra drying on, so it actually gets dry. A lot of these eco appliances now, if you don't turn on, quote, extra, they don't actually do what they used to do. So, all right, so another 3.5 hours, that's okay. And we'll start the cycle. All right, so the red light's on. Come back in 3.5 hours. All right, the baking soda cycle is done. Let's step back and let the heat. See, there's not much, still a lot of steam coming out. Oh well. All right, so it's gone through both cycles, and now it's clean. Ready to do regular dishes. And looking good. All right, so that's the system. You just use regular old distilled white vinegar. You can get at your grocery store, and baking soda, and just do 2 sanitizing cycles with as much water pressure and scrubbing as your dishwasher will put out.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Post a comment if you have any questions or ideas, and I'll try to respond. That's all for now, but more videos are coming, and if you want to see them, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification icon if you don't want to miss one. This is STScI signing out, and keep looking up.